Karens always go one step too far. Today though, we'll be looking at a Karen that took it 1,000 steps too far. She's now facing multiple years in prison because of what she did, so let's get right into it. Coming in first today, we have the time a woman who goes by the name Susan Lewis Lawrence got arrested for shooting her neighbor after a racial profiling incident. Let's take a look at some body cam footage of the events that took place leading up to the night of the fatal shooting.
I had my truck parked in front here so I didn't have to listen to the screaming and yelling. As soon as I moved the truck, the kids are coming up. I'm like, guys, stop. They know they're not supposed to be over here. They've been told many times. They've previously stolen the trespassing sign. And the little kid tells me to shut up to my face. I said, don't be disrespectful to me. And he's exchanging words back and forth. I'm like, listen, my name is Dr. Lawrence. Don't tell me to shut up. And he was calling me names. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. I said, go wherever you live. All of a sudden, I hear knock. His mother comes over here. If you treat my son like that again, I'm going to rip your ass out and go beat you up. Excuse me? I don't bloody well think so. And I said, see that no trespassing sign? Get off my porch. And no, I'm not going to. I said, no, I'm calling the sheriff's department. And I don't know who the hell she was, but...
Do you know where she lives?
I guess somewhere in there.
Do you know what she looks like?
She was black, maybe 20s, 30s, but I'm not going to take this. I don't like this. Okay. You know, this
tall, is she tall, short, fat, skinny?
Hi.
Wearing purple?
Just these kids over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I was like, enough. They're screaming. I mean, screaming for hours.
I got you, but I need to know what she was wearing and a description so I can talk to her.
Unfortunately for me, I had my glasses off because I was decorating this little tree.
Okay.
So when I take these off, here's what I see. I see you and kind of blurry.
Okay.
And this light is off. So I didn't get to see much. She was not moving. That's all I saw.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. I'm not going to be a prisoner in my own time.
I got you.
This is insanity. The threats, I don't...
What's your first name?
Susan.
S-U-A-N?
S-U-S-A-N.
Do you know your social by chance? Okay.
Sorry about that.
5902?
5909.
What's your height and weight?
5'8" 220.
Hair and eye color?
Brown.
Alrighty, I think that's all I need from you right now. Okay, sit tight for me, okay?
The officers, who have not identified themselves yet, went to the children Susan was complaining about. Here's how their interaction went.
Okay. Y'all on school break yet?
Yeah.
When'd that start?
Like last Friday.
What?
Yeah.
I know some people aren't starting until tomorrow.
Yeah. Guys,
Yeah. Oh, we got dog duty over here.
Wait, hold on. Oh my God, did you? I'm so sorry.
Whew, so close.
Thank God.
Usually happens every shift, so.
Right there, bro. I know, I gotta put this.
Okay. So, were you the guys that this lady was mad about?
Yes, and I just want to say that every time, like even if we're not...
Hold on. Let's bring it down.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Every time, even if we're not on her property, and we're just like being loud and playing basketball over there because there's a basketball hoop.
I got you.
Like she just calls us names.
Okay.
Yeah, like literally, literally all the kids, because that's an open spot right there.
Yeah.
All that is not her property.
I got you.
The guy that I was just telling this officer right here, this guy has said numerous times, y'all come over here and play, because they all like to play football and stuff.
Okay.
So he's okay with it, and that's where they mainly are. They're more on his side.
Okay. Whose mom are you? Any of them?
Well, they're all mine. I'm saying no.
Hey.
My kids aren't really here, but they're always outside playing with them.
All right, so let me just talk to you guys real quick, okay? What kind of names is she calling you guys?
Retards, the B word, the P word, everywhere in the book. Like one time the kids were playing right there, and it was his dad outside. And then she came out yelling at
Cowboy?
Yeah, my dad.
She came out yelling, and she was talking about a little girl getting raped and stuff. Like she's crazy. Like she'll come out just yelling
she
about.
just says weird. Like I have said stuff to her before because one time I just happened to come outside and she was calling them retards, and I'm like, hey, like relax.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are kids here.
I got you. Where you guys play basketball at? Where at? Oh, that one right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd be like right over there.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly.
And you said you've talked to the property manager about being in that spot?
Ooh, crap.
Yeah, we talked to that guy right there.
That guy?
Yeah, the guy
I asked him today, and he said, yeah, we can
yeah,
play
he's
there.
always said that he'll even come outside and play football with the kids or play games with the kids, and he says it's fine.
Yesterday, there was some cops over there, and like they were coming this way, and she said that one of us kids we threatened her.
You called what?
That we threatened her.
Oh, you threatened her.
Yeah, but we didn't.
Okay. All right, so I'm a big fan. You know what a devil's advocate is? So that means I play both sides, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so I got to think of both aspects of every situation.
Yeah.
So I was a kid once. Everyone was a kid once. We're all loud as kids. We like to yell and scream and fight. And so I get it. Kids can be loud, okay? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm down with it. I get it. But when it's close to someone's house, sure, it gets a little annoying sometimes. I won't lie, okay? But if you guys have permission to be over there, then, I can't really get on you guys too much. But if someone's going on her property, which is just her porch, it's not okay. I'm not saying you did. She's claiming you did. Yeah. I wasn't here to see it, so I can't go one way or the other, all right?
Yeah, she did have she property on the tree or whatever.
Okay.
But
so,
that's what I mean.
and I want you guys to run around, hoot and holler all you can, because I'd rather see you guys outside playing than on them TikToks, all right?
Once the officer spoke to the kids, it was quite clear who was in the wrong. However, this was not the only interaction the sheriff's department had with Susan. Let's take a look at a few other times where she repeatedly called the Ocala Sheriff's Department to complain about the same children.
Kids have been out of control. They're screaming, yelling. The kids have been real.
She repeatedly told deputies neighborhood kids bully her.
I don't want to be intimidated by them screaming and yelling at me, telling me I'm a calling me Karen. They're calling me names.
In April, Marion County deputies addressed her concerns about children playing in the parking lot.
They need to be trespassed the hell out of here.
So what I'm looking at, where they're at, we can't trespass anybody from that location. The issue is that the parking lot is a common area.
Mid-conversation, a man walks into the frame near her porch.
Officer, can I talk to you for a second? Wait till you get done.
He's
Yes.
I'll get over here in just a second.
He's trespassing.
He came over to come ask us a question.
The deputies engaged the neighbor away from her residence.
I was trying to reason with her one day because we were all playing here. The kids, everything jumped. So, all right, let's go. And she's like, hey, you know what? One day you guys are gonna die. And I'm like, and that's when I like, whoa.
Lawrence interrupted their conversation.
And apparently they're gonna match tip. Hey.
I'm getting too much feedback on the phone from the dog. Can you please go someplace where he's not barking? Please, I'm getting too much feedback. I can't hear myself. Go up. Captain.
It's a dog. You can't stop the dog from barking.
Yeah, but too much feedback. Can you please at least go
So, yeah, that's, telling you, that's,
all right, well, you have a good one. Apparently, we can't stand here and have a conversation.
Ajika Owens had interactions with Lawrence before the day she was shot through a closed door.
It's funny because I'm the one that never comes outside and says anything to her. But
In February last year, deputies spoke with Owens, who said Lawrence badgered her kids.
my kids take the dog out. The other day she tells my son, I'm going to have you arrested and you're going to jail. He's 8, so he's terrified. He won't even walk the dog anymore.
Owens told deputies when she addressed her neighbor about the comments, Lawrence mentioned race.
All of you black people always this. Okay.
Owens says Lawrence flashed a private property sign. Once she put it down, AJ picked it up, threw it, then walked away.
I guess she's already on the phone and I'm being attacked. Someone's attacking.
On June 2nd, 2023, the night of the fatal shooting, Susan claimed she was being threatened by Ajik Owens, the mother of the children that were supposedly trespassing. She mentioned that she had thrown a pair of roller skates at the children and mistakenly hit one of them, which then triggered his mother to stand up for him. Susan told the detectives that she was so terrified she resorted to blindly shooting at her door, knowing Ajik was on the other side and ready to confront her. Let's take a listen to Susan's 911 call after she had knowingly shot Ajik Owens.
Oh my God, this lady just tried to break down my door. I shot through the door. Oh my God.
Okay, repeat that address for me to make sure I have it correct. Okay, what is your name? Okay, take a deep breath for me. Calm down.
Oh my God.
You said someone tried to break down your door, is that correct?
Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling and she was trying to break down my door. And
Okay, it was a female?
Yes. I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door. And I thought they were going to get me. Oh my God.
Okay, you said you shot at the door, is that correct?
Yes, I shot at the door because she wouldn't stop. I told her to get away and she wouldn't. She just begging to stay.
Okay, where's your gun now?
It's in my bedroom. I didn't know what to do. I was panicking. This is the woman who attacked me.
Okay, do you still see the subject?
I don't know where she is. I'm still in my house. I didn't open my door to her.
Is it just only you in the home?
Yes, it's just me.
Okay, I just need you to lock all your doors and windows, okay?
I have.
Okay, I'm going to stay on the line until the deputies get there.
Okay. My son said they were going to come and kill me.
And did you know her?
Yes, she's come after me several times because of her children. Her children keep trespassing over here. They're bothering me and bothering me. They won't stop.
Is she a neighbor?
Yes.
Once the officers arrived on scene, and due to the sensitivity of the situation, there's no body cam footage. However, they had rushed Ajik Owens to the hospital, and sadly, after just 30 minutes, was pronounced dead from the single bullet injury Susan had inflicted on her. Susan was only arrested and charged with manslaughter 4 days after the incident occurred. Here is some footage from her court appearances.
Podium at the front of the room, one at a time. When I call your name, please come up to the podium. Susan Lawrence. Good morning, ma'am. What is your name?
Susan Lorenz.
Ma'am, you've been charged with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, 2 counts of assault, and battery. I've reviewed your application for the services of the public defender. I have a couple questions. Next to bank account and equity and motor vehicle, is that a number 22 or are those question marks?
On the form that you filled out, the AIS form?
I didn't fill it out.
Judge, she's saying, I'm sorry, Amanda Sizemore for the record, she's saying that she didn't fill that form out.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and go through it. Ma'am, do you have a job?
Not right now, no.
Okay, when's the last time you worked?
About 2 weeks ago.
Do you have any savings?
No.
How do you support yourself, ma'am?
Well, I was working and I filed for disability.
Okay. And it says that you own a vehicle?
Yes.
Do you have any equity in that vehicle?
I owe $22,000 on it.
Okay, so you're making payments?
Yes.
All right, and do you own your home?
No.
Do you support anyone besides yourself?
I help my sister out.
Okay, but again, she's entitled to a bond, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and under 3.132, are you or are you not going to file a motion for pretrial detention?
We will be doing that, Your Honor.
Are you asking me for time to do that? Or do you want me to make a bond determination this morning?
If the court would allow us time to make that determination, we'll be, or to actually file the pretrial motion.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm being very clear. I'm not giving you time to decide whether to file the motion. I'm asking you whether you are going to file the motion. Because if you're not sure, I'm going to go ahead with the bond hearing under the law.
We will be filing the pretrial motion.
All right, in anticipation of such a motion, I did speak with Judge Hodges, who's assigned to the case. He did say that he has a couple of trial weeks coming up, and the best way to schedule that motion hearing would be to contact his judicial assistant. And that hearing, of course, has to happen within 5 days. So I'm going to task the state to get a hearing scheduled with Judge Hodges.
Susan ended up getting a bond of $154,000 for the manslaughter charge, as well as the smaller charges she had received, including culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault on a sheriff. Here's more footage of her initial court appearance.
Susan Lorenz, Lorinc, as in cat, Z as in zebra.
And how long have you lived in Marion County?
About 15 years.
Do you have any friends or family here?
Yes.
Who?
Sister and friends.
Do you have any assets?
Not really.
Okay. Do you own any homes?
No.
Do you own a vehicle?
I do, but it's got a loan on it.
Okay. How much do you owe on the vehicle?
$22,000.
Do you have any other assets at all?
Some furniture.
Okay. How much do you think that's worth?
A few thousand.
Will you be able to find lodging here in Ocala if you were released?
Probably.
Do you have a passport?
No.
Do you promise to come to all of your future court dates?
Yes.
How much money do you think you can afford to postpone?
Like $1,700.
$1,700?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Mr. Buxton, do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
Briefly, Your Honor. Ma'am, you were born in, I believe, in 1964,
Yes.
making you 58 years old now.
Yes.
You're not currently married, are you?
No.
Do you have any children?
No.
You mentioned, I believe, a relative, a sister.
Yes.
What city and state does she live in?
Ocala, Florida.
And how long has she lived here?
About 15 years.
Are your parents still living?
No.
You're not currently employed, correct?
That is correct.
Do you own any real property at all?
No.
Am I correct that you were renting the apartment that you were living in?
Objection, Judge. I would instruct her not to answer.
On the renting?
I'm sorry?
On the question of renting?
Yes, sir. Whether or not she owned the property or was renting it.
It's overruled.
You can answer.
Okay.
You were renting that property?
Yes.
Am I right? And are you aware that your landlord told detectives that he was evicting you from that property?
No, I was not aware.
You don't own any business, correct?
That is correct.
And you don't have any financial interest or in any business ventures here in Marion County, right?
No, not.
Thank you, ma'am. No other questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Sizemore, any additional witnesses?
No, sir.
What I'm going to do is honestly the same thing I do every case for the last almost 17 years now. For the most part, the bond schedule is for first appearances when no one has a lot of extra information. You're just trying to take an arrest and a probable cause affidavit. You're not having a full bond hearing. So I'm not going to set my bond in accordance with the bond schedule because I usually view that as something only for first appearances. What I weigh in every case is, what the past record is, and here she doesn't have any past record, and that weighs in her favor. But I also have to weigh flight risk and protection of the community, and those don't weigh in her favor because it's a first-degree felony, which means it's punishable by 30 years in prison, which means she has an incentive to not return to court. Also, we have a situation where a person's been killed. I don't think there's any doubt that she was the person who fired the gun. The circumstances of that, I guess, are what's in doubt. But this is not a whodunit as to who was pulling the trigger. It's simply a matter of circumstances surrounding pulling the trigger. So I'm not dealing with a case where it's really a lot of unknown facts. The offense is very serious. So all those weigh against her. What I'm going to do on count 1 is I'm going to set the bond at $150,000 on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are the 4 misdemeanors. I'm going to set the bonds on each of those at $1,000, which is typically what I do for misdemeanors. If she does bond out, I'm going to order that that she have no contact with the victims, the family in any way. That if she does return to her home, it sounds like maybe she's been evicted or else in the process, but eviction takes a period of time. She certainly has things in the home. If she does go back there, I'm going to order that she only does, if she goes back there just to retrieve her belongings, then she needs to do that in the presence of another person. Probably for her safety as well. Probably best for her to find another place to live anyways. But she can have no contact with the victims, if she goes to her house to retrieve her belongings, she has to do that with another person. She does have the ability to live there as long as she's not been evicted, but if you get evicted, then you can't go back there at all, okay? But my guess is probably better off not to live there and just have a third person come and help you get your stuff, okay? You cannot possess any firearms or weapons, all right? You can have no contact with the family of the victim.
That was her last court appearance to date. The Marion County Clerk's Office submitted a statement informing the public that Susan has pleaded not guilty. She is set to appear in court again on the 1st of November this year, and then her trial is set to start on the 13th of November later this year too. Susan is required to pay 10% of her $154,000 bond if she wants to temporarily get out of jail. She has decided to do otherwise and is sitting in the Marion County Jail awaiting her trial. She is also facing up to 30 years in prison.